My mom blocked me, and my sister told me to never speak to her again all over this Charlie Kirk shit. And this morning, my sister texts me and tells me that our mom, our white, fully white mom, is blacker than I am and has more culture than I do. Okay. Charlie Kirk literally looking up at us right now like, just as I intended.
Okay, so people are literally losing their mind over this Charlie Kirk thing. Like, to me, it has gotten so out of hand. It has gotten so ridiculous. And I understand that the reason that Charlie Kirk is being immortalized almost, or, martyred or put in martyred status in certain spaces is because he's being used now to basically promote the political agenda of those in the far right. So I understand that. But the way that I have personally see it cause tension and division and people's personal lives and even churches and religious settings is quite concerning. And I think it is just important to just level set expectations, to take a step back and to be reminded of what's going on. We have to remember that like everybody is having a different experience online. Everybody is having a different experience as soon as they open up their phone and open up their computer. So there are people out there who I fully agree, they probably have never heard about Charlie Kirk ever. And all they know is that there is this young guy who got, had a violent passing. And, you turn on television, and if you're tapped into a certain algorithm or into a certain media sector, you're seeing Charlie Kirk as this, righteous man who all he was doing was talking about the Bible and just trying to defend the word of God, right? This is the way that he's being portrayed in certain spaces and in certain sectors of the internet. And then you have the other sector of the internet where you're seeing all the egregious things that he said. You're seeing the racist things that he said. You're seeing the times that he was making fun of people, or he was just being violent and racist. And the thing about it is because a lot of the media and news outlets is more about promoting their political agenda and not the truth. Based upon who you listen to or what you see, you're going to see a message that is in line with their political view. So it's very hard. What I find about even the Charlie Kirk thing is that people operate in such extremes. It's like either he has to be someone who was completely martyred for the name of Christ and he is out there trying to, spread the gospel, or in the other case, it's like this was a brazen, obvious white supremacist, white nationalist racist who was a wolf in sheep's clothing. And these are the paradigms that I'm seeing. I'm seeing people are coming to this conclusion, right? And ultimately, I don't know the man's heart. Only God knows the heart. It's not for me to judge the heart of the man. I can obviously look at the behavior and say that there are some things that he said that I can agree with, and there are many things that he said that I am completely in disagreement with, and there are things that he said that were obviously racist. And I feel like two things can be true at once. It is, you can agree with somebody in some points and completely be in disagreement with somebody in another point. But this way that I've seen Charlie Kirk put like almost deified in these certain spaces and made to be someone that you can never speak against, or else you're gonna lose your job or lose your family. Yeah, it's just weird. He was a freaking human being. He was not the 13th disciple, okay? He was not Jesus Christ incarnate. He was none of those things. He was a political commentator that was sharing his opinion on things. He happened to talk about the Bible, but he also happened to talk a whole lot about his own political views and was very much in alignment with far-right conservatism. Period. In the discussion. So I understand the need for people to try to make him more than what he was, other than just a human being that got, unalived. And honestly, he got unalived. He really got unalived in a way that he would be in agreement with. I mean, maybe I'm sure he didn't want to be, unalived, but I'm just saying, like, he was in agreement with gun laws. He was in agreement with. He explicitly said that there were going to be some people who were going to actually, who were going to suffer at the hands of violence, and that it was worth it. It was worth it as long as America was able to keep their rights to the Second Amendment. He literally said that out of his mouth. He literally believes in stating his faith. Like these are things that he said. So he lived by what he said, and he died by what he said and by what he believed for. And in that sense, that's what he stood for. I don't know what else to put it, but like, somebody losing their family relationship over this. I mean, to me, honestly, if somebody starts breaking a relationship, or you disown your daughter or your child because of a view that they have on some dude you've never met. Like, to me, you were never close to them to begin with, or you never respected them. Because there's no way in hell, if you are a mother that loves your daughter, or you are with a family member that you love, that you're going to allow a random voice on social media, some random dude that you ain't never met, that you will never meet probably, that got unalived. Like, you're not going to allow him to just sever that relationship. Like, to me, if you're doing that, you never were really that close to begin with. But people losing like their mind over this, it's like, can we level set reality? Can we take a step back? Like, heaven is not Republican, and he was not a martyr for the gospel. Now, he was unalived for believing what he said, and that's not to say that he didn't, there were things in the Bible that he said that were in the Bible, but he was not unalived because he was preaching the truth of the gospel. At the time he got unalived, he was literally talking about gang violence. He had a lot to say about violence within the Black community, specifically the 1350, which is a very old white supremacist trope that is completely wrong and has been debunked multiple times. So in my opinion, he died for his political views. That's not to say that he didn't have views from the Bible that he was in agreement with, but it wasn't like because he was preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, they couldn't handle it, so he got unalived. It's like, no, I think he got unalived because of the other views that he shared, many of them which actually were violent, But that doesn't change the things that he said that were in alignment with the Bible. Two things can be true at once. A person can believe stuff in the Bible, but also still have their own political opinion, and the two are not synonymous. But anyways, y'all, I mean, that's what I got. People are losing their mind over the Charlie Kirk thing, and I'm like, we have got to get a grip. Let's just be reminded the media is using this, and the powers that be are using this to drive their own political agenda, to drive a wedge, and to ultimately, in my opinion, to get their eyes off of whether it's the whole Epstein thing or whether it's just ultimately trying to push for fascism. I don't really fully know. I just know that people don't even really care about Charlie Kirk as much as they care about what they think Charlie Kirk represents and using his death as a way to try to get what they want out of the government. That's what I think is really going on. And this has little or nothing to do with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Because in my opinion, those who are talking about revival, I'm sorry, if the revival of God that you're talking about doesn't extend beyond political party and it doesn't extend beyond a particular race, then I question that revival. Because the gospel of Jesus Christ extends beyond race, it extends beyond political boundaries, it extends beyond economic, like the gospel of Jesus Christ, by nature of it being heavenly, mean that it breaks all earthly boundaries. So if the gospel that's being preached can only exist within a particular racial, socioeconomic, and political context, then I question the gospel that is indeed being preached. But anyways, y'all, that's my thought on this whole thing. I feel like folks are losing their mind, and it's like, particularly those who are believing that this is a religious or redemption or revival thing. Listen, God can use just about anything, but I'm just saying, let's get back to preaching the gospel and not idolizing a man, but rather looking at Christ himself as the ultimate idol, as the ultimate source. Those are my thoughts, y'all. What do y'all think? Let me know down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.